Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am so happy that you came here today. And today I have a wonderful guest. That's Elle Marie. You may know her because she's the girlfriend of Dr. Anthony Chafee. And we just recorded an episode of the Protecting Your Nuts podcast. And I really want you to check out that episode because we got to know Elle better and we got to know Dr. Chafee better. So that was a fun episode. I think you'll enjoy. Today I wanted to share a brief video about some of the principles that you will find may be helpful as you start your new year. And I know everybody's motivated to be healthier, to live their best life, to achieve their health related goals, and maybe even to take on that adventure of a new project, a business. That you wanted to succeed in. So I thought it would be nice to bring a person who is an independent businesswoman herself to the podcast and the YouTube channel just to ask her, what principles, what things come to mind when you're talking to people and when you're thinking about yourself. What types of things do you think are helpful for us to have success in 2024?
I think one of the main things would be having patience. Definitely is one of the key things to being successful in your everyday life, but also in business. You've got to allow for things to happen and see the successes of what you're doing. Um, that's definitely the number one thing is having that patience to wait to reap the benefits and rewards from what you're doing. And then I think one of the other things I would have to say is, you know, keeping things simple.
Mm,
Not trying to overdo things and overcomplicate things, especially when it comes to to diet. You don't want to start diving into all these really difficult cooking recipes and things like that. You just want to keep it simple, and that goes for work as well. You don't want to overdo your workload. You just want to do what you can do. I'd have to say, setting your goals and being persistent to working towards what
mm,
you've set out to do. So
mm,
if you set out to do something, don't give up. Just keep going with it. Be persistent.
mm.
um, don't be too hard on yourself. You've got to be open to things not working out, and if they don't work out, try and go down a different path.
Yeah, I,
So
I, I
yeah.
like all three of those. Patience, right? I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel. Be patient.
Hmm.
That's number one. I remember when I interviewed Dr. Boz, and that's a great episode, by the way, guys, because she kind of talked about something she hadn't talked about. So go back and check out the episode with Dr. Boz, talking about felonies that she
Oh
had, which was
wow,
pretty insightful,
interesting.
very, right? And so she taught me that be patient. Then I looked back and I realized she had been on YouTube since 2011 or something. So, so be patient. Number two, I like that simple part. And thankfully carnivore is very simple. So
Hmm.
don't have to worry about that with carnivore and then setting goals. And I want to speak a little bit I'm glad you said that because as a person who's in a health system as a leader, one of the things we talked about is having SMART goals. And I just want to, I'm an acronym guy. I got a nest in a rope, right? So
Hmm.
SMART goals. So being specific. So, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? And, you know, what actions will you need to take to achieve it? But you got to be specific. So, for example, in this year, Al, I didn't tell you this, but I'm going to write a book, right? And
Oh,
in that
nice.
book writing, it's going to focus on obesity. So it's
Yep.
not just a book about obesity. Specifically, it's about how to help people who are trying to lose weight while focusing on social determinants of health, why people struggle, and health inequities. So I have that S part specific, but it also needs to be measurable, right? And you have to think about, okay, how much time am I going to be willing to dedicate? I'm a busy doctor. You're a busy business person. So time do I need to, spend? And I need to measure that. And
Yeah.
how long is it going to take to write this book, et cetera? So I think every day you want to make sure it's measurable. That's the M. The
Yeah.
A in this ideal is achievable. And again, you mentioned earlier about being patient, right? Well, you also want to make sure it's achievable. So
Yep.
sometimes um, if you set goals that are not realistically, like I wanted to be a tennis player back in the day, I'm not sure that's an achievable. I can't be a pro tennis player at 55 now. I'll be 56 this
Mm,
year. I kind of
yeah.
my peak, right? So it's got to be achievable. And when it relates to the book, I'm a busy doctor. Do I have time to write? Do I have? Do I need to partner with somebody? Do I need to new skill to be a writer? So I think those are things as well that you think about. The R in the SMART is, make sure the goal is relevant. You want to make sure everything I do towards that goal is relevant. So I don't want to waste time doing things that are not going to add value. Like one of the things I decided to do, L, was to have testimonials, right? So I have to have a relevant testimonial that aligns with the book as opposed to testimonials that are not relevant to the messaging of the book. So and the last thing, it has to be time based. Goals have to be, you have to have deadlines. If I self publish, a little easier, but if I have a publisher, they're going to give me deadlines. So I
Yeah.
need to live up to that, have short term, long term goals, determine what the timeline is. And I think as people are starting a new year, I really wanted to just tee up, a way to approach that. I wanted to hear your perspective of being patient. I love that, keeping it simple. And of course, you teed up setting goals for me, and I appreciate that as well. So thank you so much for coming to this video. Thank you again also for being on the Protecting Your Nest podcast. I look forward to us working collaboratively to keep spreading these healing messages as we encourage people and we coach ourselves to
Yeah.
achieve our goals for the year. So thanks again. And for those who checked out this video, like, subscribe, share, and until the next video, continue to be safe, be well, and continue to protect your nest.